Good morning. Well, it's really hot. I've got a very weird hairstyle today because I'm trying to keep my fringe out of my face. Need a haircut desperately. Going away on Thursday with some very glamorous friends, and I look like I don't know what. But anyway, hello. Because it's hot and summer's coming, and hopefully you're going to have visitors over the summer, I thought we'd do a very easy cake. You know, I like easy cakes. This is a kind of go-to thing that the grandchildren love. So if the grandchildren are coming, knock it up quickly. It's a kind of cross between cookies and shortbread. So it's chocolate chip bars, really simple. So I'm going to go over to my other microphone and show you how I make it. Not my other microphone, you know what I mean, my other camera. You know what I mean. Oh, not showing you anything very exciting, is it? Oh, it is now. So I measured out all my ingredients. It's 4 ounces of margarine. And actually, I might change my mind because I think this bowl's a bit small. So I'm just going to get another bowl. Hold on a tick. I've used my biggest bowl because I've got bread proving out in the summer house in the sun. And I'm going to use the bowl out of my food mix because it's much better. And this is a big amount of mixture. So I've got 8 ounces of flour, sorry, ounces, this is an old recipe. 6 ounces of demerara sugar. Now, as you know, although sugar, it actually tastes very different if you use demerara or soft brown or whatever instead of white sugar. So this is demerara sugar and margarine and vanilla. It's 1 teaspoon of whatever sort of whatever sort of vanilla you've got, including a jar that I can't open. So, oh, blimey. Hold on one moment. Let me get the technical team to try. Why can't I do that? I've only done it before. I've used it before. Ah, there we go. A good old tap on the worktop does it. So a teaspoonful of vanilla. Okay. I'm actually probably going to use slightly less of that because it's very strong. I'm going to use half a teaspoonful. And you put this in and mix it all together with 1 egg and the sugar and the chocolate drops. Now my chocolate drops, I'm not going to do initially because I'm mixing it with a hand mixer. Now, if I wasn't demonstrating this to you, I would be using a stand mixer. But I know you don't all have a stand mixer, so I'm going to do it with a hand mixer, which is what I presume you're all going to use. And because of that, and because the sugar, the chocolate drops sort of fly everywhere and bounce about the place, I thought it might be easier just to do it with a hand mixer and then mix the chocolate drops in afterwards by hand. I've already lined my tin. It's not necessary to line your tin, but this is a really tatty old tin, so I've lined it. Crack an egg in, and it's one of those lovely all-in-one recipes that makes, oh, I've got so many leads here. This is one of those have it in the tin when they come home from school type recipes that I always used to make when the kids were little. And we always had, you know, people for tea and that sort of thing. So it's a really nice recipe. As I say, part shortbread, part cookie. Now I've used 50 grams of white, 50 grams of milk, and 50 grams of dark chocolate drops. You can use whatever you like, but I just thought that might be quite pretty. And when I opened my chocolate box in the cupboard, cooking chocolate box in the cupboard, I found that I had white, dark, and milk. And I thought, oh, that would be quite nice. Now, because it's shortbready, I think it will be absolutely fine with Julie's gluten-free flour because you don't want it to rise. And I'm sorry, not suitable for diabetics. What can I tell you? You shouldn't be eating cake. That's all I can say. As I say, don't necessarily line your tin, but if you've got a scabby old tin like me, line it. This tin is the one I used for the Jewish butter cake the other day. So I should remember the recipes, the sizes, but I don't. It is 21 by about 30, that sort of size. A Swiss roll tin basically is what we're talking about. So you put that in there like that. And you've got the oven heating at 180, and you press this down. Press it all down into all the corners. Get it sort of flat. If you had a bigger egg, sounds a bit dull. If you had a bigger egg, it would be a damper mixture. My egg wasn't particularly large. I had mixed size eggs when I bought them from Sainsbury's last time. And this time, my eggs, as usual, have come from the lady up the road. So they are what they are. I just have eggs. I've never any idea what size they are. A large egg probably weighs about 2 ounces. That's how we used to, I've told you this before, how people used to measure in the good old days. You'd measure your egg. If you had 2 eggs, you would use that weight of flour, put the eggs on one side of the scales, that weight of sugar, and that weight of margarine or butter. Right, so there it all is in its tin. It goes in the oven for about 35 minutes. And that's it. I mean, it's done. How quick was that? The time it takes to weigh out the ingredients, obviously, you haven't seen, but you wouldn't have to weigh them out separately as I've done. You'd plonk them all in the bowl. And it really does only take a very few minutes to make my sort of recipe, and yours, I hope. So I'll see you in 35 minutes. Well, here it is out of the oven. It's actually slightly darker than it looks in your picture. That has only taken in my oven 25 minutes, not 35. So you might like to keep an eye on it, as always, with these things. So there it is, as you can see, slightly shortbready, slightly cookie-ish. I'm going to cut it with my trusty plastic knife, causing great hilarity, I'm sure, if I could find my trusty plastic knife. I'm going to cut it into, I'm going to cut it while it's warm, because it's easier to cut then. I'm going to, even if you just mark it, it's worth cutting while it's warm, into bars, and I think this will make 24 bars. And you can very much mistake it. And while Bob's putting the bread in the oven, once that's cooked, I'm going to make some scones. It's my turn for bookwork tonight. It's the frantic cake making on a very hot day. What am I like? Must be mad. So we'll just see how many. You don't want huge amounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. And then you can see this way, you've got 24 pieces of a nice biscuity, shortbready, chocolatey treat, which you and your visitors will love. So I'll cut into pieces, leave it until it gets cold, and then lift it out. Okay, enjoy.